Awesome. So today I'm chatting with Jess Allen, who's on her last day of quarantine, hotel quarantine back in Australia. How are you going, Jess?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty keen to get out of here tomorrow.
I can imagine. What do you reckon will be the first thing you want to eat or drink once you get out in the wild?
Oh, I don't know actually. I'll go to mum's for dinner tomorrow night, and so I actually really feel like fish. I haven't had fish for 2 weeks. So she makes these like I call them fish bites. So just like barramundi coated in I think she does coconut and like breadcrumbs,
Ooh,
and we make like a nice sauce with it, and then just like a side salad. So she's gonna make that for me. So I'm literally gonna leave here on my bike and ride to her house. So that'll
oh,
be nice.
nice. Well, that's handy. And then you'd be like, oh, yeah, can you just come and pick up my suitcase later?
Yeah. She'll have to come and meet me with the car first though, and then I'll say goodbye and
So
meet her at her house.
you've actually been able to have your bike. Are you been able to ride in the hotel room or anything?
I haven't, no. So this is actually my break at the moment, so I haven't touched the bike actually. Most people do, but I've just been doing like online workouts and yoga and skipping. So that's been keeping me sane.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I suppose, yeah, it's good to have a bit of a break sometimes and not have to, are you much of an indoor training person really, or you prefer just to ride outside all the time?
I mean, after this year doing 2 months of indoor training, I don't really want to touch an ergo, to be fair. I don't know, in a way it would have been good to be training in here because it makes the days go a bit faster. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I actually have a good break from like the season, and now like I'm really motivated to start training again. So that's really good.
Excellent. And do you find like the different, like with off season versus like during the season, do you change a lot with like what you eat, and does that differ a lot?
Not too much, honestly. I'm pretty like moderate throughout the whole year. Like I don't like to ban myself from anything during the season. Yeah, probably in the off season I'd maybe eat a bit more shit, I guess. But not that much because like I just don't feel good when I just eat crap all the time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so nah, I don't change too much, to be honest. It's just I don't exercise as much in the off season. So and I don't really probably eat less because I'm not exercising. I probably eat the same.
Because do you find that your appetite, like when your training load changes, that your appetite changes accordingly?
Yeah, definitely pre-season. So like this week I'll start training again, and I find after the break I just get so much more hungry earlier into my ride. So like even doing like an hour and a half ride, I'll probably need to like take, a fair bit of food with me. Whereas normally I could easily go an hour without food, but your body's just not used to the workload again. So just staying fueled on the bike is just the most important thing. Definitely like all the time, but definitely at pre-season training because I normally hunger flat without realizing.
Oh, really? Like, do you like what do you tend to eat on the bike? Like, are you like a real food person, or like gels or drinks, or does it sort of depend?
Yeah, I'm a real food person. Even drinks, I usually just train on water. Sometimes electrolyte tabs. But yeah, I usually like to make my own training food. I'll take like bananas or make rice cakes, banana bread, muesli bars, stuff like that. And if I can't be bothered making anything, my go-to is kind of like peanut butter wraps or jam sandwiches or something like that.
They're super portable. Like wraps up really well, fits in your pocket.
Yeah, it's really good actually. But yeah, I normally just save the gels and bars for races. Even then, I like to have as much real food as possible during racing. Yeah, but it like you do have to actually get used to race food. I find like leading up to an event, I'll try and train with a few gels and bars just to get my stomach used to it. Otherwise, I find it doesn't sit very well with me.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
do you like in a race? Like, how many gels would do you reckon you would take in an average race?
Like in a 1 day classic, like in Flanders and stuff like that, I aim to eat between 60 and 90 grams of carbs an hour. And like a gel is about 20 grams. So, it's it's a lot of food. So getting closer to the races in my training, I try and simulate that amount of carbs as well, just so it's not a shock to the guts during the first racing.
Yeah, that's good. And do you find then, like with the classics versus more some of the other stage races, that like that what you choose, gels versus drinks versus that real food, changes much?
Yeah, definitely. With the classics, the races are so cold. I'll usually stick to pretty much just gels and high carb drinks. I always like to have like a carb drink and a water.
Yeah.
And then in the tours, I stick to pretty much just real food. I try to not really even have gels in tours unless it's going to be a hectic stage, and just have rice cakes, which I really like. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like what rice cake? What would be your favorite rice cake recipe, like at a race and then at home?
Mine's the same. Well, like our Swannies, they like to chop and change and do some new ones, and they're pretty good. Actually, towards the end of the season, one of our Swannies made speculoos. I think it was like coffee soaked speculoos, bloody rice cakes or something. It was really good, but I mean, I don't want to waste that much time making them. But I just like doing the stock standard, just like sweetened condensed milk with rice and water, and that's literally it, and salt. So make it like kind of salted caramel.
I think you told me. I've actually bought some. I found the condensed milk and I bought it. I just haven't made them yet.
Yeah, oh, it's so good. It's dangerous though, because like I make them and then I just want to like eat a bowl of it before I even put it in the fridge, like all warm, and it's so good.
Do you ever put them in the freezer, or do you just sort of make them and cook them fresh?
Yeah, I do put them in the freezer. They are better fresh. But yeah, when you make like a big batch, it's just better to have them in the freezer, and yeah, I prefer that.
More convenient.
Yeah.
So if you had like, what sort of 5 foods would you say are like your stock standard? You eat these every day, every week. You kind of like desert island foods you can't live without.
Oats. So like for breakfast, I'm usually always having like some kind of oats. Either porridge in winter or overnight oats in summer. Eggs. I normally always have like eggs for lunch. Or breakfast. Eggs is kind of like one of those things you can just have whenever, you know. Vegetables and fruit. Carrots, like I always snack on carrots. Love those.
Like just straight, or like with hummus or anything else, or just sort of straight on their own?
Usually just straight. I mean, I like hummus, but if I don't have it, then yeah. When I'm in Australia, I love sugar snap peas.
Oh yeah.
I can't seem to find them in Europe. But here, oh, they're so good. Like I'll just eat bags of those. They're my favorite. Yeah, and yogurt. In Australia, Chobani yogurt I love, and when I'm in Girona, I get a yogurt actually from Mercadona, which is pretty good, kind of similar consistency and stuff.
So you don't use the milk shop yogurt?
No, I use the milk from the milk shop though, and the chalky milk. That is good.
Do you ever use like chocolate milk as like a recovery drink?
Yeah. Particularly if I don't have protein powder or something, or sometimes even after a long ride in Girona, I'll just finish at the dairy shop and get like some chocolate milk and drink that down. So good. Even here, like at the servos and stuff, getting the chocolate milk is really good.
Yeah, I find when it's like a really long ride, that's something that I often like orange juice and chocolate milk are kind of my go-to like liquids.
Yeah, together though, that's filthy.
Oh, yeah, not together. Yeah, so like with like protein powders and stuff, do you use many supplements, or is it just trying to stick with food more?
I do use protein supplements. So the team is sponsored by SIS. So usually after like a hard ride, I'll have a SIS recovery shake when I get home. Otherwise I just make my own smoothies. Like in summertime, I love making smoothies, and I'll put a bit of protein in that, or just yogurt and different fruits, and yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, That's cool. And I've seen you, like, so you're at the hotel at the moment in Perth, and I've seen you like cooking broccoli and stuff in the kettle. Like, I think these poor kettles, they must be having some interesting ingredients in them at the moment.
Yeah, I'll be throwing them out as soon as we leave this place. But yeah, I've been cooking. Like, I just find, I know this hotel, the food's pretty average. I actually changed like my dietary requirements to vegetarian just because they were giving us like no veggies.
Oh, really?
But now I get no protein, so it's like, So I've been boiling eggs and broccoli and whatnot in the kettle just to get a bit of nutrients in, really. Like for breakfast, I just make a big container of overnight oats, which will last me like each week. So that's been good. Have that with yogurt.
Got a fridge there as well?
Yeah, just a little bar fridge. So that's all you need. And I've just put snacks in there, really. Like, we get fed 3 times a day from the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just got like eggs, oats, almonds, yogurt, fruit and veg. And if there's not enough of anything, I just make something on the side. Or if it's real bad, like, I hate tuna, and today I got tuna sandwich for lunch. I was like, can't hack it. So I just ordered some Vietnamese rice paper rolls from Uber Eats. So that's been all right.
Oh, that's handy, at least as a backup, like emergency. You're able to get stuff delivered to you. So that's kind of cool. Like, have you, because I mean, like, the foods that you've been sort of using the kettle with, have you experimented beyond the kettle?
No, so like some places have an iron and stuff. And I was talking to Ella Harris, and she made like bloody, I think it was just like eggs Benedict or something, like in her hotel, because she had a kettle. She was like frying bacon. I'm like, far out. So the only thing I've done is eggs and broccoli, and I was a bit nervous with the eggs, because I was like, oh, how long do we do it for? But I nailed it. Like, I do 3 boiling like clicks, and they're just like perfect. So it's pretty good.
You put it in the cold water, and then you let it boil, and then you let it boil again, and then again. It's funny because, like, this is going back 5-6 years ago or something. I started writing a blog post about hotel cooking because I think I was traveling a lot for work, and I was like, oh, this is quite interesting. I mean, maybe someone else will find. I never posted it. I'm gonna have to dig it out and see all the kind of things like couscous you can make. It was sort of like like the dried pastas that you sort of cook. But it probably also depends on what's at your hotel, because say people are in the States, they tend to get those massive coffee pots and stuff.
No, literally all we have here is a kettle. Like, there's no microwave or anything, so it's just a kettle and a little bar fridge.
It's good.
I did bring with me.
It's good you've even got in Europe. So a lot of the hotels don't even have a kettle these days.
Yeah, I did bring with me a chopping board and a knife from Girona, because I knew I want to be chopping up like veggie and fruit and stuff. And you're not allowed to get like knives delivered to you, kind of thing. Like, they just give you plastic cutlery, and so I was one step ahead of them there and bought a little knife with me.
That's a good idea. Yeah, because that's often one thing I recommend to some athletes when they're traveling with races and stuff, is to take a little mini kitchen of just some basics. So it's like a knife, a little chopping board or something, stuff that you can have kind of normal foods, a bowl, like you say, you can make your own oats with and stuff. So that was pretty good, forward thinking.
Yeah, and we do that quite often on tour. Like, everyone always has like a container with them, and because quite often in these European hotels, they don't do breakfast like Australians would normally like to do, and so we normally always make overnight oats and put them in the fridge for the next day, which is good.
That's cool. And what about like if you're at home and you've got to eat dinner, you had a rough, like a tough day training, like what is your go-to? Like, I can't be bothered to cook, like what am I going to eat tonight? I need something nutritious that's going to fill me up, but takes no energy. What would you make?
If I have a can of baked beans, I just do like baked beans on toast with spinach or something. Or the same with eggs, scrambled eggs with like spinach, or even a big omelette. That's pretty easy.
Are you more like eggs with bread or eggs with like rice person?
Bread, like a good sourdough bread, and eggs is, really good.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, wrapping up, I've got a couple of like would you rather food questions. Are you a
Yeah.
coffee or a tea person?
I'm a tea. I don't drink coffee.
Oh,
I don't like
really?
the taste of it. Yeah.
Oh, like just black tea or like fruit tea or herbal teas?
Herbal teas. So I've actually got like 2 really good ones here from T2. So there's like a green tea and jasmine, which I have in the mornings, and then I have a sleep tea for the evenings.
Okay. So you never got into the coffee scene?
Nah, like I try to, but I just don't like the taste of it. I like the smell of it, but yeah. I will have, like, before a classics race, I'll have just like an espresso with breakfast just to kind of get my awareness going because it's such a hectic race.
Yeah.
But I just have an espresso because it's just, I take it like a shot.
Done. Over. No savoring. That's cool. And what about like alcohol wise? Would you like, do you drink alcohol like wine or beer?
Definitely wine, not beer.
Yeah.
I don't like beer.
Red, yeah, man. Red or white?
Red, yeah. But I'm more of a spirits girl, to be honest. I prefer like a gin and tonic or something.
Do you drink in season as well, or just off season?
In moderation. Like even in the off season, I drink more than during the season, but I also don't like drinking that much. Yeah, like I just drink socially. Yeah, and during the season, it's like if I'm out with friends, and there's a time and place for it for sure, but I don't like restrict myself from it, that's for sure.
Yeah. What about chocolate or chips?
Chocolate.
Yeah. So I think I had a question about like gels versus solids, but you kind of answered that with the real food. That's the real food option. So water wise, still or sparkling?
Still, I don't know. I have to be. It's a tough one, actually. I never used to like sparkling water until the last couple of years. But my dentist is like, oh, don't drink too much of it. It ruins the enamel on your teeth. So I try and stick to usually still, but I don't mind the old Vichy sparkly.
Yeah, it's good, especially after a long hard day.
Yeah, like hot summer days, I'd say sparkling.
Yeah. What about like spice wise, mild or spicy?
Oh, I'm a spice girl, all the spice.
Yeah, like any particular types of spices or flavors?
I love cumin, like in things, but like I actually like spicy food in general, which is a bit hard to get in Spain.
Yeah, they don't like flavor.
Yeah, they don't really do spice. Yeah, so I normally add chili sauce, or just if I can find hot chilies to things. Yeah.
That's cool. And pasta or rice?
Oh, gnocchi.
Gnocchi. Oh, I've heard like you're going to teach me how to make gnocchi at some point.
Like homemade pasta over rice for sure. Like rice itself, I don't really love. I think it's probably just because of like racing, you're always getting rice, but I love a risotto and like homemade pasta or gnocchi.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. And what about like, do you prefer eating fruit or vegetables?
Oh, that's tough.
Or do you have a favorite one of each?
Yeah, carrots definitely my favorite vegetable.
Yeah.
And mango my favorite fruit. And now like I'm back in summer, the mangoes here are so good. Oh yeah, like my mum delivered so many the first week, and I just put them away. It was so good.
Oh yeah, so yeah, you had a pile of bananas. Is it? But like, are they being delivered, and you're like, I don't want to eat them. I'm gonna make banana bread when I get home.
Yeah, like I don't really snack on bananas. Like for training, I'll take bananas, and I got delivered heaps of bananas, and every day they like put a banana with your lunchbox, and I'm just like far out. So I've got about 20 bananas in here, just ready for a big banana bread on Monday.
You're gonna be eating banana bread for like the next month on your training.
I'll definitely have to freeze some for some smoothies.
Yeah, oh, that's a good idea, definitely. What about like steak or seafood?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know. Mm, I reckon a steak.
Yeah. I suppose it's one of those things. It probably also depends on where you're at, what country you're in.
Yeah.
What if it's a restaurant and at home? Like I can't cook a steak to save my life, but I enjoy one when I'm out.
Yeah, like a good steak from like up in Andorra by one of like the borders. Oh, so good. And then yeah, like fresh calamari by the sea would be like my favorite.
Yeah, I suppose here in Spain the seafood is quite good.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So it's probably one of those things that it depends on the countries. It depends on where you're at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about last one? Burger or pizza?
Oh, these are tough. A good Italian pizza for sure. Like with I don't know, some spicy salami and like rocket, something like that.
Awesome. All right. And what was the last thing that you had to eat there at the hotel?
I actually just had a snack with some chobani and some overnight oats, so that was good. But yeah, the food's been pretty average the last couple of days, so yeah, ordered Uber Eats for lunch and
Do they send you like a menu, or is it just literally like, here's your food for tonight?
yeah, it's a surprise. Like they just knock at the door between, I don't know, whatever hour they want. The food comes early, hey? Like lunch will come at like 11:45 and dinner will come at 5:30. And I'm like, man, I just had breakfast. Like everything's pretty cold when I eat it, but oh well, it's food.
No, exactly. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for chatting. It's been really interesting, and I hope you have a good time and enjoy all the foods once you leave.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Bye.